Toby. Hope you're having a great day today. Here's your video lesson. So here are 3 things I want to talk about. I'll talk about those 3 things, and as usual, if you have questions or want me to look at anything, feel free to shoot a message on over to me. I'm more than happy to answer. So cool, and I'm super happy to get you back in synchronous lessons. So I'm looking forward to that in the next month or so. I'll let you know. They're supposed to get back to me in the next day or so with the timing of everything. So, but one way or another, you will be back in person. So awesome. So let's get to it. So number 1, awesome bar chords to open chords. Excellent work. The bar chords are getting clear. I'm going to give you the big secret, man. I've been holding back on this one in regards to bar chords. This is the big one, man. This is one, like, if I tell you, within a couple of days, you'll probably be just fine with bar chords. And you wonder what the big struggle was. And here is the secret. Don't stop strumming no matter what you do. Really, that's it, right? Right now, if you're taking breaks in between, I mean, everybody does this. It's not like just, turn the board on. One take. So everybody does this when they're learning bar chords, or even open chords for that matter. If you think back to when you first started open chords, is that you'll hear a lot of this. You hear a lot of like, and there's a delay between the first chord and second chord. And what that is everyone, all right, good, got that one down. All right, everyone ready? Here, hand the left hand, right hand ready, here we go, right? But really, this hand has to be automatic, has to have what's called the flow, right? If this is not going steady, you're always gonna be out of time. And if you're waiting for the day for this to be easy, you'll be waiting a long time. You just kind of have to go for it. There's a moment where you have to go from the paper, so the analogy I use is like learning how to drive, right? Is that if you go from the paper test to the driving, the actual driving part of it, they just put you in the car and say, hey, go. And then you kind of catch up. It's not like there's like a very gentle, like, okay, now we take the paper, now we're gonna put you in there, and now you're gonna turn this key, right? You just go. And that's what you kind of have to do with these chords. Now that you know what you need to do in the moment, now it's time just to like let loose. And yeah, you are gonna, when you go, you're gonna herky jerky. If you're doing stick shift, yeah, you're gonna stall out. But the thing is just keep on going, don't stop, right? If you go, oh, stop, I'm gonna work on my shift from 1 to 2. No, you work on it while you're doing the thing. So really that's what needs to happen, is that you just need to keep strumming. And so with that B minor chord, now, that was gonna be perfect? Absolutely not. It's gonna take you a couple days, or maybe take a week, it may take 2 weeks, who knows? It's just kind of how often you do it. But I bet if you just keep on strumming the chord, the bar chord to the open chord and the open chord to the bar chord, you'll get there one way or another. So what I would do is go from a G chord, so like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, see, so like even if you hear a bunch of that noise in there, that's okay, that's cool. As long as you're keeping time, because as long as you're giving yourself the out of, I can just get everything found first and then go, right? This will never ever have to step up to the level this has to. Right now you're wailing on this hand over here, but you gotta make sure that this hand is getting work too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, even if it takes a second to get, I can really play it. But if you're always babying this hand over here, okay, what do you need? Do this over here. All right, now you just kind of like stop, and when you're ready for you, I'll call for you, okay? You just keep on going, and then that way this hand will get used to while this is, because what you have to get used to is, and as this is getting position, this is just continuous, right? But if you train it to stop while you do this and then continue, it just never syncs up, right? So we're just trying to get it to synchronize, and like with any synchronization, there is a little hiccup period in between the time. How long it takes, I can't really say for certain. It happens though, and it's not for forever. I'm actually would be surprised if it took you any longer than a couple weeks, right? But it does take time, and you do have to be prepared for that. I have some people who I give this exercise to, and they don't want to sound bad. Right? They don't ever want to sound bad. If they sound bad, they slow everything down so they can really focus. And there's just comes a point where you just need to go for it. It's going to sound like a guitar fell down the stairs for a little bit. We all go through it, right? I do when I'm working my classical pieces. I actually have to say, okay, today is the day. I've done all the prep work that I needed to do. I've gone through all the boxes. I've gone through all the checkpoints. Today is the day where I unleash, even if like, say I got the metronome work to a piece to like 80 and the actual performance piece is at 120, there comes a day where it's like, okay, Doug, just go for it. And if you flub a few notes, okay, just make a note of that and work on if there's a technical issue in there. But really, at the end of the day, you just got to keep on going, right? And your hand will catch up. My teacher used to do it to me, is that I would be playing and he'd pick up his guitar and start playing faster, and I would have to catch up. I would be sloppy, but it would force me to get into that mindset of like, okay, really move it. If you baby your hands, you're never going to move forward, right? So cool. So work on that as far as bars, keep strumming. I would do every combo. I'm going to give you one here in a second, so we can just use this combo for the exercise. Brain damage, very nice, very nice. Like I said in the previous video, that there's like so many overdubs on that thing that like I just like to do. You could probably put on some phaser, would be a nice sound, or a flanger. I think it's a phaser flanger. I can't remember which one is on the album. If I look at that up here on my there we go. I got a flanger right here. Oh, my Meris LVX, a very nice pedal. And crystally clear. If you want, one day I can talk about audio plugins you can put on your laptop. There's some nutty stuff out there that you can get. Like your favorite guitarists have put up their tones for download. We're more the modern players, but if you're looking for tone, as a quick aside, there's all kinds of cool stuff that I'm exploring on the laptop, and so you can talk about that one day if you want to. Anyway, so this was sounding great. Nice rhythm, nice picking, everything's looking good, the switches look good. What you can do on that G7 chord, so I gave you the big shape. Now why did I give you this big shape? Because I wanted you to know what G7 looked like, the big picture. And now what you can do with this chord is you can chop off the lower stuff because you're not even playing it in this song. You're just strumming strings 4 through 1. You're not playing these. I just wanted you to have the big, chunky chord. So that way you know what G7 is. And now that you know what G7 is, you can just take those off and just play the top 4 strings, and it's literally just one finger. Sneaky, right? All that's looking great. We can talk more about why that moves later on. But what I'd like to talk about today is the chorus of the song, and I'll play through it real quick. One pattern G, down, 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 B minor, E minor, A. And that G, B minor, E minor is the teaching point for this for you. I would practice. Getting in and out of that B minor, making sure whatever you do, don't stop the strum. And remember, it's gonna sound clunky at first because what you're really learning is how to do this on the guitar. This hand's going, this hand's doing something different. You have to get them to work together. And there's only one way, is that you have to pull the Band-Aid off and just do it and be accepting of the fact that it's gonna sound kind of bad for the first little bit, but that goes away. I've never had anybody in my entire 20-something years of doing this, 25 now, my God, 25 years of doing this, I've never had anybody who kept at it not get it. The only people who didn't get it are A, they quit, or B, they didn't keep the thing going. They wanted to stop every time, and I was like, you guys keep going. And they're like, no, I want to sound back. That's the only time I've ever had it happen, is when they don't take the advice of to keep going, please, right? So anyway, so work on those chord changes. If you notice, it's just all open chords. And the rhythm is going to be down, 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 up twice per those chords, and then once for that G chord at the end, and the B minor, E minor, one strum on the A. With these chords here, 1, down, down, and you're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and I've written out standard rhythm. I've written out the count, and I've written out the arrows. You have 3 different things to pull upon for counting that. Then point number 3 will relate to point number 2 soon enough. Now that you got movable minor kind of under your fingers, you're getting it to happen. Now you want to start thinking about movable major. And the chord shape looks like this. It's a power chord with the middle finger. And then you just lean that first finger down a little bit, so you just apply pressure to the top part of your finger. or sorry, just this part of the finger. And you got yourself a full bar right there. Movable major, it's root 6. If you see this shape right here, it is a major chord all day long. If you take that same shape and move it down to root 5, it is a movable minor. Movable major, 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 major chord, minor chords, root 5. And we want to get good at switching between open chords, movable minor, and then movable major, root 5, root 6, respectively. So I just want you to practice just getting it on and off the guitar, because I know it's a new chord shape and you probably got like a million things happening this week with work. So just practice, just get power chord, middle finger on string 3, lean that first finger in, straighten it out a little bit, kind of do like a little reverse uppercut this way, a little bit with your arm, right? I own the videos. I hear people talk about doing the thing what was it? Word escapes me right now. You're probably thinking of it right now. The thing that has happened when you pull back this way and this way. Right? That thing. I think without training, your first finger should be strong enough. I feel like this is like too much tension. I don't know. It seems kind of weird to do. I don't twist my body that way. I don't think any of my friends do who play guitar for any length of time. But anyway, so movable major shape, like I said, just practice getting on and off. Power chord, full power chord, middle finger, first finger. And this is a root 6. The name of the note on the 6th string is going to determine the letter name of the chord. So in this case right here, it's on the 5th string, or 5th fret. E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. You have an A chord. And then G, you can see where we're going to go with this. So you can see that that might be beyond the scope of today, obviously, and makes the next couple lessons. But you can see that using these movable shapes, you're not stuck down here anymore. You get to move around the neck a bit more freely, and then that's where you start getting like this cool stuff where you. Once you get the bar chords down as this big strumming thing, then we'll do picking and then all kinds of cool stuff. If you find different roads, we can go down. Well, anyway, so there's the lesson on brain damage in movable bar chords. Like I said, if you have questions at the end, feel free to fire them over to me. If not, I'll see you. Same exchange next week, and then I'll let you know the start date for that new time. All right, man. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.